Namaste, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to Anubhav 4 being conducted by Spic Macay. I'm really happy that we have 7 different campuses in the country where residential institutions like IIT Dharwad, Alliance University Anikal, Deva University Bangalore, in Srimati Indira Gandhi College in Trichy, Tamil Nadu. We have the Vijay Bhumi University in Karjat, Maharashtra. We have Marwadi University in Rajkot, Gujarat, and the Adharshila Vidya Mandir in Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh, where we have students attending this Anubhav 4 in person, and they are going to have a time of their life, the most memorable experience, interacting with great gurus, learning from them and watching them perform. You saw just now this little boy, he was in a trance as he was listening to Mysore Chandan Kumar Sir's flute and Sri Arjun Kumar's mridangam. And he was so excited that after this he wanted to learn the mridangam. And Sri Arjun Kumar ji, who's a very great mridangam legend, he offered to teach him. That is the beauty of a Spic Macay concert. Sometimes it just touches you in a way that you cannot always explain logically. And I'm inviting you, each one of you, to experience this kind of high, this kind of joy in Anubhav 4. Before we go further, I want to tell you a little bit about what we actually do in Spic Macay. And I'm requesting our tech team to please play the videos for the introduction of Spic Macay activities.
Namaskar. Spic Macay, the Society for the Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture amongst the youth, is a voluntary movement that has been around for more than 4 decades now. The aim of the movement is to bring our rich cultural diversity to our youth, and in turn, to bring the youth of the country closer to our culture and heritage.
In the year 1972, the Brooklyn Academy of Music in New York featured 2 of the greatest maestros of Dhrupad, Ustad Nasir Aminuddin Dagar and Ustad Zia Fariduddin Dagar. Amongst many who attended this concert, one person returned feeling inspired by something that was mystical in the music he heard. And 5 years later, Spic Macay was born. In the year 1977, Spic Macay was started as a non-political, non-profit, voluntary, participatory students movement by Professor Kiran Seth of the IIT Delhi.
The millennia-old cultural heritage of the world has in it several inspiring humanistic ethos and values. They are entangled in its abstract, subtle, sometimes even mystical aspects like art, meditation, philosophies, spiritual practices, customs, so on and so forth. Spic Macay takes the most learned gurus of these fields to the youngsters in schools and colleges, so that these values are rightfully transferred to them, and they in turn take this to the broader society, leading to a more meaningful and sustainable development.
The vertical eye of Spic Macay represents the inner eye of wisdom and perception. Opening of this inner eye embarks on an inner journey within oneself.
हम भारतीय सांस्कृतिक विरासत की मरती हुई कलाओं को, उनके विभिन्न रूपों को संजोए रखने का प्रयास कर रहे हैं. जैसा कि डॉक्टर सेठ कहते हैं, सेव द टाइगर बट ऑल्सो द रुद्रवीणा.
Spic Macay covers a variety of aspects in our activities, from classical to folk art forms, to cinema, theatre, heritage walks, and talks by eminent and inspiring personalities.
To take the legends of various genres of our modules to the youngsters, we conduct numerous formats of well-experimented activities like lecture demonstrations, workshop demonstrations, international convention, rural school intensives, Anubhav scholarships, etc.
So these various activities every year, we arrange more than 5,000 programs in more than 1,500 institutions across almost 1,000 cities, touching over 3 million students.
To create such an impact, we stand on the shoulders of the four pillars of Spic Macay: the artists, the volunteers, the institutions, and the supporters.
Having a Spic Macay chapter or heritage club in your institution will enable your students to interact with and get inspired by many amazing artists and gurus.
हर वर्ग के व्यक्ति के लिए स्पिक मैके के बहुत से पहलू हैं जहां आप योगदान कर सकते हैं, जैसे कि आर्टिस्ट मैनेजमेंट, ग्लोबल आउटरीच, वॉलंटियर इंडक्शन, फाइनेंस, मीडिया, डिजाइन, वेब डिजाइनिंग और भी कई ऐसे माध्यम जहां आपकी रुचि हो, उसके साथ आप हमारे साथ जुड़ सकते हैं.
So please find your space and volunteer with us. Let's make some impact together. Give 10% of your time and energy to this beautiful movement called Spic Macay. Namaskar.
And we do these programs not just in big metros and towns or cities, but we also take them to the remote corners of our country. And we do what we call the workshop demonstration module, taking the program to government schools and to faraway lands. I'm requesting our tech team to show you the video on the WDs or the workshop demonstrations.
ಗಜದಂತ ವರಯುಧೌರಂಗಂ ವಿಭೀಷತು ರಾಜ ಆರಂಗಂ ವಿಭೀಷತು ರಾಜ ಗಜದಂತ ವರಯುಧೌರಂಗಂ विभीषतु राजा आरंगं विभीषतु राजा गजदत्त वरायुधौरंगं विभीषतु राजा
प्रसिद्ध नृत्यांगना दक्षिणा वैद्यनाथन ने अपनी प्रस्तुति छात्राओं को भारतीय संस्कृति से जोड़ने के मकसद से इस कार्यक्रम का आयोजन किया गया.
Wasn't that really beautiful? Seeing those dancers in the hills of Uttarakhand and dancing with, in government schools and other towns with lots of children watching them. They were so excited. And they even called the children on stage to dance with them. They taught them how to do some of those elementary steps. So from these elementary steps to something which is very deep and very, very different is our Gurukul scheme that Spic Macay has had for many years. In the Gurukul scheme, every year for 1 month, you can go and stay with a great guru like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Pandit Hari Prasad Chaurasya, people from the field of social work also, maybe like Srimati Aruna Roy, who is known to have fought for the right to information. So I'm requesting our tech team to please play the video on the Gurukul scheme. Wasn't that lovely? Great gurus in one place teaching so many students. I'm now going to request Suman Dunga and Apurv Tripathi, two of our volunteers who did phenomenal work during the COVID period. And I will let them tell you everything about it. Sumanji, can you please unmute yourself?
Support the Artists Initiative. This is an initiative to support those artists who have lost their livelihood due to this COVID pandemic situation. For the welfare and well-being of these artists across the country, Spic Macay has come up with this initiative to sustain their traditional art forms. Due to the pandemic, these artists are forced to take up small labor and odd jobs for the sake of their family and are trying to make ends meet. The family manages to survive, but their art, culture and tradition are endangered, which are India's greatest pride and treasure. In order to safeguard and continue these traditional arts and culture of India, Spic Macay Support the Artists features the art and the artist on online platforms, and after featuring, the artists are paid a sum of Rs 5,000 to encourage them to continue their art form. The main aim is to support more than 500 artists. Please help us. Donations, small or big, are always appreciated, or commercial opportunities for these artists are also welcomed happily. India is our motherland. The art and culture is India's identity. Let us keep the art alive by supporting the artist. For more details, write to supporttheartist@spicmacay.com.
नमस्कार, थैंक यू सुप्रीति।
Sumanji.
जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं कि सपोर्ट द आर्टिस्ट का अर्थ है कलाकारों का सहयोग करें। इसी श्रृंखला के अंतर्गत हम लोगों ने ये मुहिम चालू की कोविड-19 के दौरान। कलाकारों का सहयोग भारतीय शास्त्रीय और लोक कला के रूपों को बढ़ावा देने के लिए, उनको प्रदर्शन करने के लिए हमने इतना एक हमारे पैंडेमिक के दौरान बहुत प्राउड से हम बताना चाहते हैं कि हम लोगों ने 560 कलाकारों की स्पिक मैके के छत्र छाया में मदद की। और कोविड-19 में लॉकडाउन पर जो प्रतिबंध लग गए, कलाकारों का बाहर निकलना, प्रदर्शनी होना, शिल्पकारों की जरूरतें ना पूरी होना ही हमारा सबसे बड़ा पीड़ा का विषय था। और इसी में वैकल्पिक आय के अभाव में कलाकारों के सामने बहुत कठिन चुनौतियां थी। तो हमने एक मुहिम चालू की सपोर्ट द आर्टिस्ट अंडर स्पिक मैके। उसमें हम लोगों ने मनी रेज की और 5,000 रुपया, जो कि एक बहुत छोटा अमाउंट है, स्पिक मैंने कैटलिस्ट की एक भूमिका अदा की और कलाकारों की वीडियो बनाकर हमने अपलोड की। और इतने भारत से हमें डिफरेंट आर्ट फॉर्म्स मिले, 100 से भी ज्यादा आर्ट फॉर्म्स हमने देखे और उनको सहेजने की पूरी कोशिश की जा रही है। कलाकारों की पीड़ा को पहचाना गया, उन्हें आर्थिक रूप से सहायता दी गई। और बहुत, आप लोग एक लिंक को क्लिक करेंगे तो सारी वीडियोस आप लोग देख सकते हैं। और मैं सबको अपील भी करूंगी कि आप लोग उनकी और मदद के लिए आगे आइए, उन्हें कार्यक्रम दीजिए। और ये प्रोग्राम को हमने किस तरह किया, इसके लिए हमने बड़ी टीम बनाई। उसमें से आज हमारे साथ अपूर्व हैं, जो एक यंग बॉय हैं और मेरे साथ बहुत सहायता करते हैं मेरी हर काम में। और बॉम्बे से सव्यसाची हैं, जिनका बहुत मुझे हमेशा सहयोग रहा है। And I'm thankful to the Spic Macay for giving this opportunity to do this noble cause. So I'll request now Apur to come over and explain the challenges.
Good afternoon, everyone. Behind this work, we need to know the execution, means how we proceeded with the work. So for the Support the Artist series, we majorly have 5 domains in which we have a coordination team, graphics team, review team, uploading team, and accounts and finance team. So how the work worked is that a certain data of artists was given to the coordination team, and they used to call the artist asking their certain details. For an example, their video, their photographs, and their certain bank details. Those details are transferred to the graphic teams, and the graphic team uses certain templates and a videography and prepare a beautiful video, which is then transferred to a review team, because some details are very sensitive. For an example, the account details, their name and their branch. So these things goes to the review team for the proofreading purpose. Then we have for the different domains like YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and even our websites, we upload certain posters as well as the videos. And at the last, which is very important, we have finance and accounts team, which prepare the APRs and check the finance of the all the artists. After completing all, as ma'am has said that we have completed 260 artists. Now we have with a certain group, we have created a WhatsApp group with the artists in order to make the artists together. Means all the artists are on the same platform. They can share their views and ideas regarding it. And also we have been conducting the weekly events. Apart from all, supporting them with 5,000 rupees, we are also conducting certain events like in Tuesday. We just wanted to share some experiences we had, like our volunteers were communicating with the artists while talking to them and while listening to the livelihood of the lifestyle they have been living. The volunteers literally got emotional, because we also got emotional by talking to them. And we just want to appeal everyone that please support the artists. Even we will like to ask everyone, since it is a the COVID period has means a decrease, but we are shifting to the offline mode, but still they need our help. We need artists help, and we also need volunteers help as well, the volunteers which will help. And that's it from my side. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Apurv. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm now going to request Sabyasachi, who is, I think, at the Vijay Bhumi University. Sabya, are you there? These are students from Vijay Bhumi University. Can you see yourself? Is Sabyasachi sir there? Raise your hand if he's there. Yeah, Sabya. Can you introduce about the weekend programs that we did during the COVID period, and we continue to do them?
Hello.
Sound nahi hai.
Yeah, so am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, so make it louder. Yeah. Yeah, I think just a second. It's okay. It's fine. Whatever it is, fine. It's fine. Yeah. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, we can hear you, but just raise the camera a little bit so we can see your full face then. Then bus. Yeah.
So the weekend programs of Spic Macay, when the COVID pandemic started, so I'm sorry, please can you arrange the mic? Actually, students want to hear me.
Yeah. It's not coming on the speaker actually. Yes.
We can hear you.
Yeah, so I just want to say welcome to all students all over the country watching today. So we have some lovely students from Vijay Bhumi University and the teachers, and of course, again, some lovely students from all over the India. So our weekend program started as an attempt to reach out to students all over the country through the online medium. So when the COVID pandemic started, Spic Macay, क्योंकि we were always, we were always interested in giving them an experience of the real, of the art form in its exact true self. So we've always insisted and had a physical mode of programs. But when the pandemic struck, we suddenly found ourselves at the sea. How do we, how do we continue the mission of reaching out to every child in the country? So, but हमारे जो founder है, वो उनका निरंतर प्रयास रहता है कि हमें लगे रहना है, बस कैसे भी करके स्टूडेंट्स तक पहुंचना है, बच्चों तक पहुंचना है। तो इसी प्रयास को डॉक्टर सेठ के विजन से हमने ये ऑनलाइन मॉड्यूल स्टार्ट किया। एवरी वीक वी इनवाइट स्कूल्स फ्रॉम ऑल ओवर द कंट्री एंड वी चूज वन स्टेट एवरी वीक, एंड ऐसे करके देश में हर एक स्टेट में हम स्कूल्स को इनवाइट करते हैं और उनको उनके स्कूल में हम हेरिटेज एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, जैसे सिनेमा क्लासिक्स, क्लासिकल म्यूजिक लाइव, बिल्कुल उनके उनके लैपटॉप स्क्रीन में, उनके मोबाइल स्क्रीन में हम पहुंच जाते हैं, उन्हें आने आने तक भी जरूरत नहीं पड़ रही है। तो ये हमारा प्रयास रहा है। उसके बाद ग्रेट मास्टर से इंट्रोडक्शन इंटरेक्शन, उसके बाद फिर क्राफ्ट्स, मास्टर क्राफ्ट्समैन, just this Friday we got a school from Kashmir, JNV Budgao, and the girl was so excited. She said that after watching the bridge on the river Kwai, it was a cinema classic. She said, I could never imagine that I'll get a chance to interact with such an expert on such a platform, being from such a remote location. तो इस तरीके से हमने पिछले कई 2 सालों में हमने more than 200 programs we have done, and every module has been very special. Cinema classics, चाहे क्लासिकल म्यूजिक हो, हमने एक छोटा सा बुके गुलदस्ता बना के बच्चों को दिया और बहुत अच्छा रिस्पांस रहा इसका, एंड उसका नतीजा आप लोग आज हमें देख रहे हैं ऑनलाइन माध्यम से। एंड more than 15 states of India we have touched, and कश्मीर से कन्याकुमारी जैसे जिसको बोलते हैं, साउथ के आर्ट फॉर्म्स, कर्नाटिक म्यूजिक कश्मीर में सुन रहे हैं और कश्मीर के आर्ट फॉर्म्स साउथ में सुन रहे हैं। तो इसको दिस इज अ इंटीग्रेशन एक्टिविटी ऑफ आवर नेशन, एंड हमने इसको बहुत जैसे कि सीनियर्स के गाइडेंस के अंडर इसको बहुत सराहा है। I would like to name all the conveners of this module, just to see the person behind the curtain, the men and the real men who are running the show behind the curtain. So Babita ma'am has been running the cinema classics, then Pankaj Malhotra sir, our vice chairperson, running the crafts module, and then Vidya ma'am running rendezvous series, classical evening, and Sunita ma'am, Rinku ma'am, Ashok sir, all running the Great Master series. तो आप जो भी आज हमें देख रहे हैं, जितने भी schools देख रहे हैं, we want to tell you that we can reach out to you online. We can do a program for your students online, and we will do it at really virtually nothing. We will charge nothing, and we will arrange that. We will try to reach out just so that Spic Macay achieves its mission of reaching every child in the country. अगर एक बच्चा भी इंस्पायर हो गया आप में से, तो वो आगे चलकर एक अच्छा इंसान और एक सेंसिटाइज्ड ह्यूमन बीइंग बनेगा। तो मैं तो यही कहूँगा कि please join us and take the maximum benefit of the online weekly series. Thank you so much. अब हम फिजिकल भी आने जा रहे हैं आपके स्कूल में जल्दी, तो please be ready for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Sabir. Thank you so much. So he forgot to mention Shefali Malhotra, who does the craft programs on Sunday at 12 noon. So just to give you the schedule, every Friday at 6 p.m. we show a cinema classic from any language. Can be Japanese, can be Tamil, can be Malayalam, Punjabi, anything. And we usually try to bring the director of the film, and if not the director, an actor from the film or an expert to come and talk to you and discuss with you. And you have the chance, your school can opt to host this program, and you have the chance to ask questions directly to the director or the actor or the expert. No? And on Saturday at 3 p.m., we do the Great Master series, and we feature some really great masters like Dr. Balamurali Krishna, like Pandit Pandit Bhimsen Joshi ji, and then we have a senior disciple of these great masters come and share their journey with the great master. And then we all sit and listen to a beautiful program, a concert of the great master from the olden times. Then every Saturday at 6 p.m., we have a classical music or a classical dance series. And every Sunday, 12 noon, we have a craft workshop where a great master craftsman, a national awardee from any part of the country, comes and tells you the story behind his or her craft. If any one of you watching this want to participate in this, bring your whole school to host this program. You can connect with us and you don't have to pay anything for this. So this is the weekend programs. And we have many, many more programs like this that we have been doing. Even now, during Anubhav 4, all of you who are watching this sitting in a residential institution, you're really lucky because you are going to interact directly with the artists. But we also have 26 different workshops that we are doing online with artists, and children from different corners of the country are going to participate in it. But nothing like being in front of a guru. So I'm going to invite somebody who is our senior, Usha Ravichandranji, who is also the National Vice Chairperson of Spic Macay. I'm going to request her to speak to you a little bit about what you have to do in Anubhav 4 to make it effective for you. Usha ji.
Namaskar to all my dear children from entire country, be it Gujarat, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and Chhattisgarh, and so many more. You have come and you are very lucky, I must say, because Anubhav is really Anubhav. It's a beautiful experience that where it's a treasure cove which you are going to carry along with you at the end of the 7 days. Now, having been selected for this program, I would like to say few things that you must concentrate on. That time is essence. Morning hours, you time yourself, get up early, go for yoga. And since it is very early morning hours, you people are not used to, so put some cold water in your eyes, wake yourself, say you have to be awake for the next 3 hours, and 3 hours will just pass like jiffy. You will not even know when it was 7 o'clock, and then you'll wait for the next day, because one experience is enough to put you into that zone. Now, after that, you do clean that place. Quickly, you pick up the whatever you find which is unwanted lying, put it in the dustbin and keep going. Make the place clean and give it back cleaner to where you are. Then you have to have your breakfast, your bath and all. Here also, you have to keep time in your mind and get ready for your intensive classes, which you are definitely going to enjoy to the maximum in the nearness of all the gurus that you have chosen, the art form that you have chosen, and you are going to be benefited a great deal. And here 9 to 12 is the most precious time when you have to be there. You have to be in the class 10 minutes, 15 minutes before your guru walks in, and you be ready and see the teacher, how he welcomes you and how you welcome him. It is just a mutual admiration. Then you have to go for your breakfast. You will be provided for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My dear children, world is wanting food. So please keep it in mind. Not a morsel is wasted. Serve yourself, and if you need more, you can come back again and take the food. So these are some of the very important things that you will carry for the rest of your life. Once you do this continuously 7 days, mark my words that you will like to continue with this for all times to come. And thereafter, you see how much change you experience in your life. So I would, thereafter, everything is on time. Everything, the food, the concerts, the afternoon sessions, for everything you should be there. And forget about the whole world. Just get yourself immersed into Anubhav 4 and you will go back victorious, smile on your faces all the times. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ushaji. Thank you for that. I hope that we will be able to follow this. I am now going to tell you about our founder, Dr. Kiran Seth. He has been a professor at IIT Delhi for very long. From the time I know him, he was professor at IIT Delhi. From 1977 till now, he is now Professor Emeritus. And he's 73 years old. He started this movement 45 years ago. And in all of Spic Macay, we have only one paid employee. All the work of organizing 5,000 programs in a year is done by volunteers, like all these people you saw. And you know what is his new passion nowadays? So his passion was to spread culture and heritage awareness among students and to include the education of culture in the curriculum. You know what his new passion is nowadays? It is to cycle. So you know what he has decided? He's going to cycle from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. And then he said, I will leave on 15th August from Kashmir and I will go to Rajghat. And then from Rajghat, I will leave on 2nd October and I will go till Kanyakumari. And he thought, oh my gosh, that's a very long route, no? Then in between he said, why don't I just try whether I can do it? So let me go from Delhi to Jaipur. Okay, all right. So in the summer heat of Delhi, he decided to go from Delhi to Jaipur. Then he reached Jaipur. Then he said, I'm feeling fine. Let me go from Jaipur to Udaipur. Okay, fine. So every day he cycles around 50 kilometers. And sometimes one day he was so enthused, he went 95 kilometers, one shot. And then I told him, I said, what is this? Then he's saying, I was so enthusiastic, I could have ridden a little more. So he reached Udaipur and then he said, I'm feeling quite fine. Let me go to Ahmedabad. So he went to the Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad from Rajghat, where he left on 11th of March, to Sabarmati Ashram in Ahmedabad, where he reached on 14th of April. Then he said, I will come back by train. We said, okay. Then he said, why should I go by train? I came cycling. I will go back cycling. Okay, all right. So he started cycling back through the villages of Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan and Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. He is going to reach Rajghat on the 5th of June, which is World Environment Day. You know why he's doing this? He says cycling is a very good mode of transport. It's a good alternative mode of transport because, well, zero pollution, zero traffic jams also. But he says that, and people tell him, oh, it's very good for fitness. I go cycling every Sunday and all that. But he says it's not only good for fitness. If you try to cycle alone, you can even go into a meditative space where you learn to discover your own self. So I want our tech team to show you a small video that we have put together of Dr. Kiran Seth cycling from Rajghat to Sabarmati Ashram and back. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. I am telling you, it has changed my perspective. You know, when I used to do acting in school, then if we had to do old man or old woman, we used to do like that. Now, if you see Dr. Kiran Seth, it will change, na? So, being in Spic Macay has taught me not only to discover more music and craft and dance art forms, but also to get an opportunity to work with Dr. Kiran Seth, who's a very, very super human being. And I'm inviting all of you today to not only conduct programs in your schools and colleges and watch them, but to also volunteer, because volunteering takes you to another level, helps you to give something of yourself, your energy, your time, your effort, your thought to somebody from whom you may never get anything returned. So I'm requesting our tech team to show you a small, very beautiful video, which was made to maybe inspire you to volunteer.
Society for the Promotion of Indian Classical Music and Culture Amongst Youth.
हिप हॉप म्यूजिक के ज़माने में हमारा क्लासिकल म्यूजिक कहीं गुम हो जाता दिख रहा है। नई पीढ़ी के कई लोगों को कथक, भरतनाट्यम, ठुमरी एक अनजाने से नाम लगते हैं, लेकिन देश में कई ऐसे लोग हैं जो न सिर्फ इस सांस्कृतिक विरासत को सहेज कर रख रहे हैं, बल्कि वो हजारों लोगों को इससे जोड़ भी रहे हैं। साल पहले IIT दिल्ली के प्रोफेसर डॉक्टर किरण सेठ ने की थी। ये संस्था हर साल दुनिया के अलग अलग देशों में 5000 से ज्यादा कार्यक्रमों का आयोजन करती है। बॉलीवुड और हॉलीवुड की चमक के बीच स्पीक मैके का लोक संगीत को बढ़ावा देना, उससे समाज के लोगों को जोड़ना एक अच्छा कदम है।
Things that uplift, things that really move human beings. Very few young people are going towards that, and we have to rejuvenate the society. We have to make young people think about these things and make them come towards such, at least let them experience some of these very deep moments which many aspects of our heritage can
अगर कोई भारत के शास्त्रीय संगीत को पहुंचा रहा है तो उसका नाम है स्पीक मैके।
किरण सेठ जी और उनके साथियों ने ये जो काम किया है वो साधना से कम नहीं है, एक साधक अवस्था से कम नहीं है। भारतीय संगीत और संस्कृति को युवाओं के बीच आपने जीवंत बनाए रखा है। हिंदुस्तान की युवा पीढ़ी की शायद 4 या 5 ऐसी पीढ़ी होगी जो सीधी सीधी आपके काम से संस्कारित।
स्पिक मैके का लोगो है दी वर्टिकल आई और द इनर आई, द आई ऑफ परसेप्शन एंड इंक्वायरी। हमारे लिए म्यूजिक, कल्चर, आर्ट, हमारी सभ्यता, फिलॉसफी वो जरिए हैं जिनसे हम अपनी अमूल्य सांस्कृतिक धरोहर को समझ पाते हैं। वो धरोहर जिसको हम वक्त के साथ साथ किसी हद तक भूलते जा रहे हैं।
अभिमान को खाक हो गुरु के कदम की।
हर साल स्पिक मैके के देश भर में फैले वॉलंटियर्स स्कूल्स, कॉलेजेस, इंस्टीट्यूशंस में हजारों इवेंट्स ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं।
प्रभु तेरी स्तुति करे।
इन इवेंट्स से हमारी सभ्यता और संस्कृति वहां पहुंचती है जहां हमारा भविष्य है, हमारा फ्यूचर है, हमारा यूथ।
I think their role is very critical because how many schools, even if they believed in this sort of literacy, would have the sort of resources that Spic Macay has been able to muster. Children see these people in flesh and blood. They literally, they can talk to them, interact with them, ask them questions. This can be a tremendous source of inspiration on the one hand. On the other hand, the reality of their existence and of a lifetime of work, sometimes generations of work, which they would never get through other experiences.
फिल्म, थिएटर, म्यूजिक, डांस फॉर्म्स, फोक आर्ट और इन जैसे और माध्यमों से हम लाखों लोगों तक अपनी हजारों साल की विरासत को पहुंचा पाते हैं। वो विरासत जो सिर्फ हमारी है, वो विरासत जिसको बचाना या जाने देना सिर्फ हमारे हाथ में है। वो विरासत जिसको आज हमारी जरूरत है।
Thank you for watching this. We are at the end of this orientation. I'm requesting all of you in the residential institutions to please stay seated right there for the RI specific orientation, which will be just about half an hour. After that, you go eat your dinner quickly and then rush back to the hall because you have to be sitting in your seats by 5:50. We are going to start our inaugural ceremony at 6 p.m. where the 7 heads of the residential institutions will be present, and the chief guest of the inaugural ceremony is the Deputy Chief Minister of Tripura, Shri Vishnu Dev Barmanji. So thank you everybody for watching this. And I want to thank all my lovely co-volunteers for sharing their journey and the work that they have done. Look forward to having many of you join us as volunteers. Thank you. Namaste.